Joining us today, we have Stori Conrad of GIS, a drayage operator located in Houston, Texas. Stori, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So to dive right in, do you want to tell us a little bit about GIS?
Since 1997, Gulf Intermodal Services, also known as GIS, has been providing container drayage for the entire Gulf region. We are an IMC company, and so we have coverage nationwide. With GIS, we have about a little over 200 trucks, and that's here in Houston, New Orleans, Mobile, Baton Rouge. Majority of our guys and women are owner-operators.
Is there anything specific that you've seen sort of evolve over the past several years?
I was born into this industry. My father started with the ILA here in Houston when he was 18 years old. So I pretty much grew up on the docks. I started in the industry when I was 20 years old. I got a job as a data entry clerk. We did everything by paper. Right. We had computers and we would enter things, but, dispatches were paper. Everything was paper. The drivers would have to come to the window and get their dispatches for the next day. And, I would have a delivery order that I would have to enter. And, nowadays everything is done by the computer. Our drivers, they have tablets. And so we're paperless, and, the same with invoicing. Invoicing was always done by a paper and an envelope and you mail it. And now we just email it and it's paid. It's definitely changed a whole lot since 2007.
Speaking of change, are there any new challenges that maybe didn't exist or maybe didn't exist as intensely?
A little detail on our drivers, our owner operators. They're paid by the move. And so, when you saw that decline in volume, all we could think about was, oh my gosh, we have to keep these guys moving so that they can make a living for their family. We really came together to figure out, okay, what ways can we get creative and, find cost savings? So, I think one of the main challenges was on everybody's mind was, how do we keep everybody safe and moving?
When you saw such a severe drop-off, how did that make you feel? And then also, from your perspective, how do you think it made your network of owner-operators feel?
It broke our hearts, for our drivers. They are such hard workers. It's every day they are muscling, 50,000 pounds of cargo to, make sure that we keep this economy running. They're so essential. And, to see their checks not be what they were, it was really, really hard. But it also it pushed us to work harder and find ways to make sure that they don't really feel that. We really educated ourselves and our owner operators on the PPP program. They were able to apply for it, and we saw a significant amount that they were given, and I think it helped, and I think it made the relationship more between GIS and our drivers.
Do you want to sort of describe where you think your business is today?
Like we say in Texas, is that this isn't our first rodeo. Okay. So, we've been through similar things, hurricanes, and where things have just completely shut down. And so we kind of had an idea of how to maneuver through it. For April and May, people were pretty scared. We didn't know what the market was going to do. We were hit so hard, that it was, what's tomorrow going to be like? Are we going to have any containers coming in? And then there was, all these blank sailings, and it was just scary. But, now everybody that I talk to, I Monday through Friday, I am talking to people out on the road or doing these video calls, and everybody just seems so positive, and there's so much coming in, that I'm happy to say we're keeping our guys moving.
You talked about how you guys were prepared Do you think more people, now that you've seen firsthand the value of technology, are going to integrate it in more ways throughout the business?
Before COVID, we had all the technology in place. And so it wasn't that hard of a transition for us to be remote or to, not hand over paperwork to our drivers. So that was a really smooth transition, and that won't change. We were doing it before. We're going to continue to do it long after. So thankfully, I think we're pretty secure, and I'll be so happy when we get back to 100% normal.
Stori, thanks for the time. I appreciate your insights. Very special to us to be able to hear, someone who's, like you said, pounding the pavement, talking to drivers, especially those who are owner operators. And I think they're special to a lot of people out there as well.